What's going on, guys? Hope you're doing well. Now, I know that you guys are probably confused with the channel and what it is. My name is Masir. That's what I went by on YouTube, but I have rebranded the channel for the start of this season, and I am now Motion Hoops. I wanted to do this kind of name change for a while. I just thought that, doing something fresh and doing something new, I think especially before the start of the season, I really wanted to get a fresh start to get some more motivation to get these videos going, especially since the season's about to start in a couple weeks. So that was basically the thought I had going into it. So yeah, Motion Hoops is me. I went by Masir on YouTube, and now I'm Motion Hoops. This doesn't change the content at all. It's just a different name. That's basically it. But yeah, I'm excited for this, man. I'm super excited to do this. I'm excited for the name change. I'm excited for this new season where all this content's going to come out, and hopefully it's a lot of fun and we can grow together. So that being said, if you are watching this video, there's a pretty good chance that you're not subscribed. So if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel for more NBA content like this, especially as we head into the season. And if you do enjoy this video, I would ask you to please be sure to drop a like on this video. It is a very quick thing to do. It makes a big difference in helping this channel grow, and I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, now that that's out of the way, the rebrand I talked about, like and subscribe, all that. Now I want to talk about the Denver Nuggets, because after I saw a tweet the other day, and it made me think about what team has the best young core in the NBA, right? When you look across the league, there are a lot of teams that you can make a case for, right? I think Cleveland has a good core. I think New Orleans still has a good core. Detroit is going to be up and coming. Houston. But the one core that really stood out to me was the Denver Nuggets because of the success they have already had and what they can do going forward. And I think the biggest thing that stands out to me is the four main guys on this team: Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon. They're all 26 or under. And that's actually what really stood out to me, what made me want to do this video, because with how young these guys are and just barely entering their primes, or not even in their prime yet, that's scary to think about for this league if Denver can continue to hold this core together. Because man, oh man, the things that they've done so far and the things that they can do, given a few factors, man, this Denver Nuggets team is going to be a really dominant team to watch for the next few years. Because Jamal Murray, I mean, before he got hurt, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, good shooting, 35 minutes a game. He is a guy who is basically a fringe all-star, and if he was in the Eastern Conference, he would be one. The thing is with him, I mean, it just sucks that he got hurt, though. That's the biggest thing for me that sucks, is hopefully he comes back this season, because if he didn't get hurt, I am very convinced that the Nuggets would have either been in the conference finals or even the finals if Jamal Murray was healthy, because that team was well-rounded. Their superstars were doing everything, and they had everything, right? But instead, they didn't have Murray, and they got mollywopped by the Suns in the second round. Like, they got swept, and all the games were basically a blowout. I don't think that would be the case if Jamal Murray was healthy and this Nuggets team in general was healthy. But, I mean, this team is just in such a good spot, and that's the crazy thing to think about. Like, Jokic is coming off of an MVP season where he averaged 26 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, damn near a triple-double as the MVP. He's only 26, sorry. 26. Like, that's still young. And for that to be the case with this team, like, I mean, if you're a Nuggets fan, how great do you feel? With Jokic at 26, Aaron Gordon at 26, Jamal Murray is, I think, 24. And Michael Porter Jr. is 23. Like, these guys are young, and you can hopefully, build this group together and then get the right pieces around them, the right depth guys on the bench and whatever, and you have a really good team for the next few years that can actually make some noise. Because if Jokic continues to get better, if Jamal Murray can come back from his injury and be the same guy, if Aaron Gordon can provide some production, I know he, has been kind of up and down with the way he's been in Orlando, but, hopefully this new system in Denver, adjusting to it in free agency and then now being into it after getting traded, hopefully it helps. And then if Michael Porter Jr. takes the leap, like that we all think he can, I mean, there is no ceiling on this team. And that's probably the biggest thing that could stand in their way, is just what is Michael Porter Jr.'s development going to look like? I mean, not his development. He's already solid, right? Like, the big jump he had from last year, 19 points, 7 rebounds, good shooting. Like, if he can just, like, do more, like, if he can just have better shot-making decisions where he's not chucking it every single time, you know, good shot selection, basically. If he can play good defense, which he can, he's a pest. And then if he can just do everything else good enough, this guy is going to be an all-star. And that's crazy to think about when you look at the other guys on this team. I cannot think of another team that has this many young guys, but has as high of a ceiling as the Nuggets do. And maybe I'm wrong on this, but this is the best young core in the NBA. I titled it in this video for a reason. All of these guys are under 26, or at least 26, and they're all all-star caliber players or MVP players in the case of Jokic. These guys can grow together. Hopefully all those contract situations work out, because that's usually what tears these guys apart. But these guys are going to be so good for so long, and they're fun to watch too. I'm thinking of like what this like next probably like 5 years, I'd say, could they do in the next 5 years if they kept this core together. They went to the conference finals in the bubble, you know, right? I think they only lost 1 game to the Lakers, and you weren't going to beat LeBron and AD in that series, right? But you still kept it interesting, right? That bubble run was insane, and it wasn't a fluke, because the Nuggets were very good before Jamal Murray got hurt. And then even after he got hurt, Nikola Jokic had an incredible season, and the team was still the 4th seed in the West. So if they're going to be that top 5 team, given all of those circumstances, imagine these guys growing, but like we think we can, especially Michael Porter Jr., because he's the youngest one, who's not really tapped into his full potential yet. It is crazy to think about. Like, they'll be a top 3 seed every year. They could probably make some more conference finals, and maybe even break through and get to the finals. Like, I would not rule them out actually winning a title within the next 5 years. With the way that the Suns had their finals run, now given the Suns, you know, the injuries and all that stuff had a factor, but I still think that this core is good enough to win a title. I really do believe so, and that's obviously me being very bullish on MPJ, but I believe it. I see the talent. I see what he can do. We all know what Jokic and Murray can do. Aaron Gordon is a solid guy. He's not going to be, you know, I don't think he's on that level of, you know, all NBA or whatever. If he's good enough, it's gonna be a big benefit for this team. You know, that's the crazy thing to think about with this team. It was just something that, you know, came off on my mind after the tweet that I saw about what team has the best young core in the NBA. I immediately thought of Denver because of the reasons that I just talked about. We'll see what happens this season too, but I think if Murray comes back, you know, midway through the season, and he looks relatively decent, you know, maybe even if he's not his entire full self, even if he's like at 80% or something like that, this team could make a run this season. I fully believe it. I think when you think of the teams that are going to have a run this year, I think of the Lakers, I think of Utah, I think of Phoenix, I think of maybe the Clippers if Kawhi's healthy, I think of the Warriors if Klay's healthy, and then the Nuggets are there too. Now, it sucks for them because the West is so deep, but I would not rule anything out in this conference, you know, especially when you have the talent that you have. I think anything can happen. So I just hope that the Nuggets can keep this core together, because their future is very bright, and I don't even want to think about their future. They can be really good right now, and that's really exciting for this team. So if you're a Nuggets fan, you got to feel good about your team and this core that you have, because there is no ceiling to what this team can do and how good they can be. Yeah, that's basically it I wanted to talk about in this video. I wanted to just kind of ramble and talk about a team that I really liked and a team that I was really bullish on, and that's basically what I did in this video. I hope you enjoyed the ramble. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you think about this Nuggets team and what they can do this season, and then what you can see them doing going forward. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. And then if you haven't already, I would ask you guys again to please subscribe to the channel for more NBA content like this. And yeah, thank you guys as always for your continuous support. I am Motion Hoops, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.